Hey guys, today we're going to learn some dark, clean metal riffs in the key of A minor. Playing clean metal riffs is a good way to just spice up your music, to change things up a little bit. It's not that you have to have clean tones in every single song, but having it in a couple of songs on your album or just having it here and there, hey, it just sounds cool and it makes those heavy parts of the song just really come to life. So in this video, I want to show you some ways that you can play in the key of A minor, some really cool clean riffs and some chord progressions and different ways you can play A minor chords and some of the chords that fit in that progression. So we're going to dive right into this, but I've got a little treat for you at the end of the video, so make sure you hang around for that too. Alright, so this first dark, clean metal riff in the key of A minor is just a really basic riff, little basic thing that we're doing just with the A minor, a typical A minor chord. And I know this first part here may be kind of geared towards beginners, so if you're more advanced, intermediate, or whatever, just hang tight with me here, because the next little riff and progression we're going to do is, not say it's complicated, but it's going to be really cool. And if you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you. You're gonna be like, dude, that's cool. Thanks for showing me. Anyway, let's go over what we did real quick. Okay, this is a very simple way to change up your A minor. Now, A minor kind of sounds dark already, so it just fits in perfectly, with that whole metal vibe. But all we're doing here is we're just changing one note, and that's on the B string. Okay, so there are 3 different notes we're hitting on that, playing on that B string here. We play the A minor starting out by adding that 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, so instead of playing the normal A minor where you'd be playing the 1st fret of the B string, you're going to play the 3rd. The next time around, you're going to play the regular A minor where that note is on the 1st fret of that B string. Next, you're going to leave that B string open. So it's a very, very simple way to just change up the A minor, and you can almost make it sound like 3 different chords here, and we're going to play this one more time. So this is it right here. But I want to encourage you, notice the way I'm picking, notice my cadence, and notice I'm just doing a very, very simple picking pattern, just kind of straight up, and then letting those ring out. I want to encourage you, after we go through this one more time, I want to encourage you to try different picking patterns. And you're going to hear me say this throughout this video. Don't just do what I'm doing. You can do it at first, but the takeaway is I want you to try different picking patterns, okay? Try just different things and even play it with different cadences and just kind of like branch out, allow yourself to branch out, and you're going to come up with all kinds of cool ideas with just this little pattern, this little riff here. So let's play this one more time. So here we've got an A minor. We're starting out with A minor, and then we're going to an F and a G. And I'm playing these a little bit differently than what you would play a normal A minor, F, and G. So first, let's tackle the A minor. The way I'm playing the A minor, you're only fretting 2 notes out of this A minor. So we're starting out with the open A string, of course, but then our next string, our D string, we're going to be on the 7th fret, and then our G string, we're on the 5th fret. So you've kind of got a little finger inversion there, kind of like a backwards power chord, or what I like to call inverted power chords, because your fingers are kind of inverted from that, if that makes sense. And then those last 2 strings you're going to leave open. Such a beautiful sound, in my opinion. Now, we are going to come back. I'm going to show you the rest of this little progression. We're actually going to come back to that chord because there's some other cool stuff I want you to add to it. And you're going to be like, whoa, that sounds cool. So hang tight with me. But let's go over the way I'm playing the F and the G here in this little clean, dark clean metal riff. So where you normally play an F this way, you're leaving that last string open. So it's actually easier than playing a regular F because you're not having to bar those last 2 strings there on that 1st fret. It's actually a little bit easier because, again, that E string, the last string, is open, which again just gives it that just really gorgeous but kind of dark and eerie sound, especially with the A minor, the way we played it just now. Going from the F to the G, this is really easy. We're taking that same finger configuration that we played at F with that open string at the bottom, that open E string, and we're just sliding it up a full step, 2 frets. Now, really quickly, you could play your F and G like this. And that's cool, that's a cool way to do that, but leaving that E string open just sounds a little bit darker. So listen to how this sounds. Combining that with the cool way we played the A minor, the Jason A minor. I shouldn't name it after me because I know thousands of guitar players have played that before. It's not like I created it, but I just remember when I discovered it by accident, just playing around. You know, I discovered it kind of on my own without hearing it from anyone else. I'm like, man, this is so cool. So again, I tend to use it a lot. But yeah, that's the little progression, the little dark clean riff there. We are going to get back to this A minor here because there's some other stuff you can do with it. But let's run through this little riff one more time. All right, so that was kind of like we went dark metal, and it almost kind of turned into like kind of like the Outfield style there with that really clean tone, and you've got some of those single notes kind of palm muted there, which is really cool. You're still arpeggiating them, but it just kind of gives it that I don't know, that the outfield sound. I love the outfield, so it kind of reminds me of that. So what we're doing is just playing that same, you know, Jason's A minor here, Jason's favorite A minor, I guess we'll call it that. We're playing 3 different notes on one string and the B string, again, just like we did with the original A minor we started out with. And we're just kind of carrying that all the way down each time just to give it just a different flavor there. It's like you got hot sauce, barbecue sauce, and then, I don't know, I eat mustard on things. So you got 3 different flavors there with the same chord because you're just playing a different note, which to me is very, very cool. All right, so we're playing, again, I'll go through the way we play that A minor again. It's an open A, then here are the frets. It's going to be 7, 5, then open, open. But actually this time we're not going to play that last string, that open E string, but we're actually stopping on the B string there because that's where we're going to change the notes up. So I played just the normal A minor, Jason's favorite A minor, and after I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pinky finger for the B string, and what is that? That's the 8th fret, okay? So I'm going to play it one time there, or actually I think I played it twice there. Then the next time around, I'm going to play the B string 6th fret, and I use my middle finger for that one there. Then the next time around, I'll play the B string 5th fret, which means I have to use that first finger and kind of bar it. This is where it gets kind of tricky. I just bar it right there because you've already got the 5th fret. You're already playing the 5th fret G string, so now you're going to play the 5th fret G and B string. So that's it. Just kind of wrap your head around that. That's the only note you're really changing. B string 8th fret, B string 6th fret, the middle finger, B string 5th fret, okay, which means you have to bar that with that first finger there. But in between, I was playing just, you know, the regular way with that B string open, and then like every other time, hopefully I can remember what I played. We'll go through it again, and don't worry, we'll go through it one more time. You guys know I think of this stuff kind of off the cuff, and I'm like, I think this would be a cool video. So that's the idea. The idea here is just to move the fingers around a little bit in different positions and just see what you come up with. And this is just one example of many. So let's go through this riff. I'll play this one more time. And again, I want to reiterate, I don't care that you learn, you know, and this is why I'm not throwing tabs up. I don't care that you learn exactly what I'm playing. Just get that idea in your head that, okay, I can play this chord the way Jason played it, right, with the open notes here, but I can do a different picking pattern, play it with a different cadence, and I can move some fingers around like Jason's doing here. Maybe not even the way Jason's doing it, but just move those fingers around and just see what you come up with. You'll know if you hit a wrong note because it won't sound good. Hey, we all do that, and that's how we learn. But you'll also know when you hit a note that, like, oh, wow, that sounds cool. That sounds great. So let's go through this idea one more time. Real quick guys, this video is sponsored, but is sponsored by me and my online guitar course called Metal Riff Master. For those of you who are in the course and have taken it, thank you so much for all the awesome feedback. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I really appreciate that. If you haven't started my course, Metal Riff Master, there's a link in the YouTube description to go learn more about how this course can help you beef up your metal rhythm skills. All right, so the key of A minor. Again, this is already kind of like a dark sounding chord to begin with. Any minor chord really is like that. And the cool thing is, and this is kind of what I wanted to stress here, you can apply what we learned in this video really to any chord or any progression, any key, doesn't matter. Just kind of thinking outside of the box of just playing a regular chord and maybe taking a couple notes away or one note away so that you leave a string open to get that darker sound, or it may be adding another note to that chord just to get a different sound. In fact, there is a video, I'll put it up there, on the same concept, dark clean metal chords in the key of E minor. So I go over some really cool concepts in that video as well. So if you haven't watched that yet, be sure to check that out as well. But again, I just want you to think outside the box of just playing regular chords and just find ways to make those chords sound cooler. And the cool thing about, speaking of cool, the cool thing about playing clean tones like this, especially if you're doing this for metal music, and that's kind of why I put that in the title, dark clean metal riffs, okay? I wanted this to pertain to metal because when you're playing something that's clean, and you guys know this from some of your favorite, you know, whether it's a hair band ballad or power ballad, or if it's a metal song like one of Metallica's songs that starts out with clean, when you get to that distortion part, that real heavy part, oh man, it just has such a powerful impact from going from that clean to that metal, whatever you happen to be playing, and then maybe you drop off and go clean again. So I don't know, it's just a cool way of really, again, spicing things up with your own music, and I want you to think about these things as you're writing and practicing and so forth. So guys, I hope this video helps you, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the YouTube comments. I always try to at least give you a thumbs up to acknowledge you, and I try to respond the best I can. But guys, thank you again for supporting my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. I will see you on the next video. Until then, keep it metal.